right, so let's do the news show. Getting right into it. Okay, today is August the 15th, Saturday. Another day for Flux Reversal's news, chat, and react show, where I talk about video game industry events over the past week, from this past Monday to this yesterday, Friday. I do so from the perspective of a video gamer and a PC gamer and a consumer. A lot of this news isn't news you'll find on main gaming outlets or, I'm sorry, this isn't news you'll find on mainstream news outlets, unless it's a niche outlet like I was about to say. Almost most of this stuff goes unheard and under the radar to most gamers and consumers, and I really think it's information that you as a consumer and a customer and a video gamer should be aware of. So many times as consumers, we get so hyped about a product coming out that we don't look closer under the hood to the corporation and the individuals and their behaviors. And by virtue of you paying for their products, you are endorsing their behavior, whatever kind of behavior that is. Sorry, I had to open my door. So that's why I try to bring the news to people. There used to be a news show that I watched for video gaming industry news, and this doesn't exist anymore. So I try to do that. I try to bring information to the average video gamer who normally wouldn't go looking out for this information, and I try to present it in as much of a condensed format as I can, bringing up issues over the past week that I think are most important and relevant. Now, I'm just one person. I'm just simply reacting to other news outlets' articles. There's no way I, as one person, could follow all the publishers, developers, indies, AAAs, blah, 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 everybody involved in the industry. So I rely upon other reputable established news outlets to get my information. And there are so many of them. And I browse through them to see what's legitimate, what's not. Because some of these groups, they have to pay their bills. And so they'll take like a paid marketing article, while some are better at making you aware that it's a paid marketing article than others. I do my best to comb through those and make sure it's just not some AI-generated crap. And a lot of these mainstream news outlets are using just AI-generated, journalists or pseudonyms. I mean, it's a picture of an individual with an individual's name, but it's really just fucking AI. It's a big slap in the face to me and you as a human being and a consumer, because I feel like, they don't want you to know. They're trying to dupe you. I'm not saying I'm against the usage of AI, just I'm against the usage of AI in certain ways. But enough about that. Let's get into the video game industry news. Let's start off with the bad news. We always start off with the bad news right away, and we ease our way into the good stuff. Hopefully we'll get through the news pretty fast here. For the past few weeks, the news show has been running like over an hour, and normally it's supposed to be around 45 minutes. And while planning for the news this week, I tried to make sure I didn't get too much, because there's so much to talk about. There's so many things I can talk about. So I got plenty to talk about, and I got stuff that I can just not talk about if I'm running out of time. So let's get into it. Let's get into the bad. Let's get into the bad. Let's get into the bad of it. Netflix. Netflix makes video games, don't you? You never heard? Netflix closes 2 gaming studios, including Oxenfree developer Night School. Night School staff speak out after Netflix shuts down developer following top-tier launch of Unhinged. Top-tier launch. Top-tier launch.
Bruh.
Netflix shutters Night School studio and Moonlit Games. Next Games is now the only internal studio at Netflix, in addition to streaming services gaming team. Netflix's gaming secret weapon is no more. 5 years after acquiring Oxenfree developer Night School Studio, Netflix are shutting them down. That's right. Netflix has some games that you can play on their platform through their streaming service, if you didn't know. And Netflix was one of the many corporations that caught up in the FOMO of the COVID area bubble. They fell victim to it too. They fell victim to the hype of some fucking idiot. And if you want to know which fucking idiot I'm talking about, I've talked about it a lot. Go look at my takes on Embracer and the COVID gaming industry bubble. You can go look that up. I've talked about it many times through my VODs, and I've got some clips on Kick also. Go look it up. I'm not going to get into it now. I'll get pissed off again. But one of the many corporations that were victimized were Netflix. Netflix thought that this was the wave of the future, and they helped create a bubble that eventually busted, and a lot of people lost their fucking jobs. Still losing their jobs today. So it's sad to hear that they're cutting down, they're closing studios, and it's the same shit. It's the same bullshit fucking rhetoric. It's nothing new. It's just the same old shit. We're looking out for our interests, not their interests. Blah, 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 to sustain or whatever. It's just the same old fucking song and dance that these corporations have just redundantly spew out over the past handful of years. And it also seems like that it's just a common trend. You know, a game gets to a certain point in development where a lot of employees aren't even needed. Marketing is no longer needed. Creation is no longer needed. You just need a skeleton crew and support staff. And that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. Because a lot of these people that get laid off and shit, they're contractors. They're not like real employees. They while they say they were working for Netflix, they're actually a contractor, not a real employee, subject to the benefits and rules of being an employee, so they can have their job terminated at any time. And that's part of the bad side of the industry, is the whole contractor aspect of it, if you didn't know. All right, moving right along. We hate to hear that. Supermassive Games also had layoffs. Supermassive Games announces layoffs. Up to 75 workers may be affected. This marks the third round of job cuts as the Guildford-based studio in 3 years. Until Dawn and Directive 8020 developer Supermassive Games will lay off 75 people. Game Rant, GameIndustry.biz, Game Informer, Eurogamer, IGN. Until Dawn developer Supermassive Games could, like I said, it's the same. I mean, I can go into and read the fluff pieces and the announcements that these companies said and the reasons why, but it's the same fucking song and dance. And it's not even worth me regurgitating just the fucking line of bullshit that they give people, thinking that we actually think that it's a real justifiable reason, when all you got to say is, the real reason why we're getting rid of these people is because we're greedy fucking pieces of shit. I mean, that's all you got to say. Just be honest. I'll respect you more if you say I'm a greedy piece of fucking shit than the goddamn wall of articulated rhetoric that you expect me to buy because you think I'm ignorant or something. And some people are. Some people do buy into it. CD Projekt Red confirms layoffs. That's right. Your favorite Witcher company, Red Dead 2 company, CD Projekt Red confirms layoffs on the Witcher multiplayer spin-off series. Yeah, so it's a project they're working on. Project Cyrus is what it's called, being hit with layoffs. So it's not out yet, but yeah. And CD Projekt Red, they're not afraid to lay people off. They have a long history of just fucking laying people off and hiring a handful of more contractors just to goddamn lay them off again. So yeah, same old song and dance. And I'm sorry I can't spend more time harping on it, because I'm trying to move through the news. But yeah, it sucks that these people, a lot of them are like aspiring, like some young individual got a handful of skills. Maybe they went to college and got a degree because they think they're going to become the next famous big Gaben. And they take a job as a contractor just to get their foot in the door, and then they get laid off. And they have a whole history. A lot of these people in the industry have this whole revolving door on their resume of them being contractors and then laid off, contractors and laid off, and no real employment or working for a company just as contractors. And it's such fucking bullshit. If you've ever been a contractor and you've ever worked anywhere where it's an at-will state where they just fucking dispose of you, or they could bypass the legal ramifications that they would otherwise suffer just through the wording on the contract that they signed with you, it's just fucking so goddamn bullshit. And they do it deliberately, preying on your hopes of aspiring game developers, and it's fucking disgusting. It really is. Yeah, fucking boo on you bitches for taking advantage and exploiting people's dreams. You fucking Fucking donkeys. You fucking donkeys! All right, moving right along. There's a rat in the house. There's a fucking rat in the house, guys. Did you see this? The Elder Scrolls 6 demo to Xbox leadership. So Xbox leadership went to the Elder Scrolls developers' offices to take a tour of the game. And that's right. Asha Sharma, the head of Xbox, traveled to the studio. The Elder Scrolls 6 demo to Xbox leadership included a giant inflatable rat placed outside of the Bethesda offices in protest of the Microsoft's mass layoffs. That's right. Here's the rat. Here's the rat. And where's a picture of Asha Sharma? Where's the picture of Asha Sharma, man? You want to see what a rat looks like, bro? Y'all want to see what a rat looks like? Look at this fucking rat. Look at this fucking rat. That's Asha Sharma. That's the rat. That is the rat. As Xbox head, Asha Sharma reportedly visits Bethesda HQ. Workers put up red flags representing laid off staff and a giant inflatable rat outside. And she didn't say shit about it. Oh, she said a few fucking comments about the fucking playthrough for Elder Scrolls 6. And it's not like we respect your fucking opinion on the goddamn game anyways, because you're not a gamer. You're just a marketing motherfucker with interests that are not those of the consumers. Because if they were, you wouldn't have laid off a bunch of piece of fucking shit, man. Oh, I get so upset. I get so upset about this stuff, man. Because these people, there are so many Elder Scrolls fans out there that don't care that people got laid off at Bethesda. They don't fucking care. They're not aware, and it's not going to affect their purchasing decision, and it should. You shouldn't support this motherfucker's bad behavior, but go right ahead. Go ahead and give Xbox some more money, you motherfuckers, you fucking drones. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you take offense to that, but that's what you are. You're a fucking part of the problem. You are enabling them to behave in that way by continually to fund them. You are the problem. Remedy reports revenue declines in Q2. That's right. The Creators of Control Resident launch didn't do good enough for them, apparently, and so they had a dip in revenue. But they're still in business and paying the bills, so it can't be that bad, right? Moving right along. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. It's time to sue Sony, says Stop Killing Games. That's right. Games Radar, IGN, Stop Killing Games joins Dutch consumer group's $457 million lawsuit against Sony over digital store monopoly. Stop Killing Games joins lawsuit against PlayStation. Stop Killing Games backs Dutch consumer rights. Blah, blah. Yeah, I had no idea they were suing Sony. I had no idea. And what is the premise? Exact premise. The lawsuit's core argument is that it's unfair to consumers that Sony is the only company that runs a digital store on every PlayStation console. And that's right. And we're talking about PlayStation, who has sued Apple over their ability to sell in their store. We're talking about the same company who goes and sues everybody else with a fucking digital storefront that doesn't allow them, but they don't reciprocate. Bunch of fucking greedy goddamn donkeys. Yeah, sue them fucking bitches. Sue them fucking bitches. On a positive note, you can now stream PlayStation Plus games to Steam Deck without owning a PS5 and without buying PS Portal. That's right. Sony has made it possible to get their games to PCs. You know, kind of like what Xbox has recently announced, how they're trying to make it easier to get their products to PCs via backward compatibility or forward compatibility or whatever type of compatibility they're making it happen. Moving right along, still talking about Sony. Sony killing PlayStation discs will make PlayStation Store prices cheaper, former Square Enix financial exec says, and you only... What? Motherfucker, you're a financial exec, and this is your opinion? You really think that this makes prices cheaper, you fucking idiot? Or are you just telling that to trying to convince us? I mean, we don't believe it. There's no indication that this is going to happen. There's never been any sign, you fucking idiot. What kind of financial professional executive are you? How far removed from reality does your dumb ass gotta fucking be, bro? Jesus fucking Christ. Did you hear this? Valve. Okay, GameIndustry.biz is my most favorite reliable gaming industry news outlet. It's just, their articles are just facts. Very rarely do they have opinion pieces. When they do have a paid marketing piece, they let you know up front. It's usually bigger than the title. This is a paid marketing piece. Unless it's something regarding really shitty behavior. Like the only time I really seen GameIndustry.biz put a good opinion piece was when they talked about Bobby Kotick and what kind of fucking piece of shit he was back in the day. That fucking donkey, if you don't remember. Yeah, you can't say Bobby Kotick without having a donkey sound. Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick. So, Valve confirms Steam hardware buyers' data exposed in Siva Logistics cybertech. European consumer data compromised after breach at Valve's regional shipping partner. So, it's not Valve. It's a different company that has their information because they're a shipping company. Valve issues warning to Steam Machine and Steam Controller customers to expect fake messages after its European hardware partner is hacked. Expect fake messages. Yeah, Valve doing their best. Valve's a great company, letting you know that, hey, this isn't our fault. These motherfuckers weren't doing their job, but we're letting you know in advance. We're just going to go ahead and point the finger at them before it happens. So good move, Valve. Good move to pass the buck before it even happens. All you New World fans. All you New World fans. Not only is Amazon Games closing down New World, but they're getting out of Lost Ark. You remember Amazon's big fucking push to get into MMO RPGs and shit when they created New World and all of its identity crises, and Lost Ark, a game by Smilegate, a Asian-based company, I think Korea, and so they brought it over. And so instead of shutting it down, because Amazon Games were the one in charge of it, I'm sure Smilegate was making a percentage of that, but because of that, Smilegate is taking it over. Basically, Amazon Games went through the trouble setting up the fucking infrastructure many, many years ago, and now they're all closing it down. Smilegate will rescue Lost Ark's Western servers as Amazon ditches support while retreating from MMO development. Why the fuck did you get into MMO development anyways? Amazon steps back from MMOs, transfer operations of Throne and Liberty and Lost Ark to NC and Smilegate. Amazons are getting out of the MMO business. Listen, MMO RPGs is a niche genre. That's a fact. That is a fact. MMO RPGs is a niche genre. If it were not a niche genre, the majority of the populated games in the world by monthly active users would be MMORPGs, but there's maybe one or two from time to time, from month to month. And that is it. It's because it's a niche genre. The people that like to play these types of games, they travel around from whatever is the latest, greatest, and they all play World of Warcraft, and they always go back to World of Warcraft when something happens in the other ones. All of them have, like, World of Warcraft, couple level 85s or whatever it is, 90s, I don't know. It's a niche genre. The biggest gaming genre is FPS shooters. PvP. That's right. And you can disagree, but the numbers don't lie, motherfuckers. You can disagree with all you want. You can dispute the fact that MMORPGs are a niche genre, but the numbers do not lie. There's a gazillion people playing World of Warcraft. No, there's not, motherfucker. That website is how many copies sold. And then the game's been around for 20 years. So yeah, after 20 years, there's gonna be a gazillion motherfucking copies sold, not a gazillion motherfuckers playing it right now. That's where the confusion comes in. Oh, Black Booth Wukong, Bill, there's so many. No, copies sold, not active monthly. Now, when I use Black Myth Wukong as an example because it had some great numbers and they had a lot of people playing it when it came out. But those people are no longer playing the fucking game. It has sold a lot of copies. It doesn't have that many active monthly users. That's the difference. And I don't know. And this is just proof again that you don't have to be intelligent to run a company. These motherfuckers making these decisions are far removed from their actual customer base. And we see this time and time again by these AAA companies fucking trying to pull one over on us. Yeah, so fuck you, Amazon. And my heart goes out. I'm glad that Lost Ark and Throne and Liberty are being saved by the original devs, but the same can't be said for New World. There's speculation on what might happen with New World. The game with the identity crisis. We're talking about a game through its fucking development process went from being Rust to just PvP to a sandbox game to fucking what it is now. I mean, yeah. And that's because you got a lot of motherfuckers in charge who don't know shit about fucking shit. You know what you should have done? You should have taken a page from Facebook's, not Facebook, you should have taken a page from Face Punch's playbook on how they do Rust. That is the epitome of how to run a game over the course of time and only gain customers, not lose customers. An anomaly. One of the handful of anomalies that do exist that over time have gained a player base, not lost player base. So yeah, fuck you, Amazon, you greedy piece of fucking shit. Your interests are not aligned with mine. Moving right along. Oh, Friendslop. This Friendslop game is killing it. Big Walk strides to sales success, passing an impressive milestone in under 1 week from Eurogamer. This is from IGN, it looks like. Oh, Game Informer. Eurogamer and Game Informer. I saw a lot of people talking about this. I only saved 2 articles. It's just redundant. Big Walk sells 1 million copies in less than 1 week, man. Hats off. These indie developers that make these Friendslop games that fucking make a killing, and yeah, man, congratulations, man. You just like fucking grinding your heels in the face of these AAA fucking corporations, bro. I love it. I love seeing indies. I love seeing successful. I don't play Friendslop. I love seeing their successes because it's just fucking spitting in the face of these AAA corporations and their development processes and how games can be made on a budget and still be good and appealing. Yeah, great job. Great job. Moving right along. Moving right along. Battlefield 6. You play Battlefield. 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 I can't even say the name without fucking choking. Fucking piece of shit game. Fucking shitty ass company. Battlefield 4. Battlefield. I can't even say it, bro. Battlefield 6 players with over Battlefield 6 player. Oh, it's the same article from IGM twice. Battlefield 6 player with over 400 hours gets full refund from Steam after key modes were removed. Steam. Refund from Steam. Okay? Not Electronic Arts. Steam. Because Steam will honor the agreements of others, even though Steam's pretty good about, this guy had 400 hours in the game and gets a full refund. Steam refunds player with 470 hours in Battlefield 6. That's right. That's right. So this guy played Battlefield 6 since it came out, this user, all right? And he played it through Steam. And this is another reason why Steam is good. Now, you may be able to play Battlefield 6 through the Origin client and through EA's standalone client. If you can, whenever a game comes out, and if it's available on Steam, buy it through Steam. use PayPal, and buy it through Steam. PayPal protects your interests. Steam protects your interest. If you use Steam, we all know that Steam's refund policy, return policy is 2 hours. It has to be within 2 hours. If you have over 2 hours of gameplay, they will not refund you. This guy apparently made a good argument. His argument was fucking Electronic Arts basically removed a bunch of game modes and maps from the game. All stuff that this user had accrued his 400 hours in. And so, he tried to go to Electronic Arts. He tried, and they wouldn't work with him. Motherfucker went to Steam. He made an appeal to Steam. Steam was like, yeah, you were in the right. They're wrong. We'll take the hit for this because we're Steam. We're upstanding people. So, round of applause for fucking Steam. Round of applause. Yeah. And it's good. It's good. This guy won. This is a win. This guy got a win. Congratulations. Against a corporate fucking overlord. And Steam, while Steam is a corporation, Electronic Arts was a publicly traded corporation. They just got bought out by the Saudi Arabian conglomerate. Now they're a private corporation. It doesn't mean they're any better than they were. They're still pieces of fucking shit. The same dude's in charge. Meanwhile, Valve has always been a private corporation, and they've always done the right thing, and that's why people hate them. That's why in the corporate Forbes top 500 motherfuckers hate Gaben and his companies because of how successful and how well they do. And his only policy is treat your customers right. Treat your customers right. How fucking hard is it to treat your customers right? Yeah. So good win. What else we got? Oh, guys, did you hear about Terraria? Bro, did you hear about Terraria? No, it's not good news. Terraria's biggest mod, Calamity, is shutting down after 10 years over what the makers call a troubled past and irrecoverably tainted reputation. What? Beloved Terraria Mod shuts down following sexual misconduct allegations. Creators reportedly turned down streamer XQC. Okay. It's a lot to process here. What happened was apparently the development guys behind this Terraria mod have got fed up with a particular lead developer's antics regarding sexual allegations and misconduct. The individual is very, very hard to work with. He's like a lead developer, and he's basically just a fucking asshole. He's crazy. Something's wrong with the guy. He's off. He ain't right. And so, originally everybody a part of the project, they're like, okay, to distance ourselves from this guy, we're going to go through the process of removing everything we have added to Calamity. Every individual hand that added something personal to Calamity to make it what it is, they were going to remove it. But after stepping back and taking a bigger look, they're like, man, that's going to be a long project just to do that. And they didn't want to spend any more time with this motherfucker, have anything to do with him. So instead of that, they're just going to shut it down. Now, XQC heard about this, and XQC apparently... If anybody watch XQC, he plays Terraria. He plays a lot of games. He's a gamer. XQC is a fucking gamer. He's a real gamer. He's also a good PvPer. His FPS skills are, some of the top noted for somebody who's not a fucking pro gamer anymore. But he offered to say that. He said, I'll pay you guys. I'll put you guys on the payroll, blah, blah, blah. And they turned him down. They're like, no, because that means we still have to work with this fucking asshole. We appreciate the sentiment. But we're not working with this asshole anymore. This fucking disgusting individual. So, we hate to hear it. Terraria is a great game. A lot of mods. If you ever heard of the T-Mod Loader, the great, if you ever seen a friend on Steam playing and it says T-Mod Loader, they're playing Terraria, a Terraria mod. So yeah, it's sad to hear. It's sad to hear that a fan project that was a passion project funded by the community gets shut down because of one fucking asshole. So yeah, it's sad to hear. Moment of silence for Terraria. Terraria's still good. All right, moving along. No Man's Sky, bro. I read this article, and I'm not really a big fan of huge AAA companies, but it didn't dawn on me that No Man's Sky had been around for fucking 10 years. I didn't know. And so I started reading the article. I'm going to read some parts of it that caught my eye. And, bro, I actually want to play No Man's Sky. Yes. Today, Hello Games Development Chief Sean Murray penned a note to fans expressing his delight that No Man's Sky has stood the test of time, confirming that this year has seen the game's highest player numbers since launch. If a game grows over time, that means they're doing something right. I had no idea. Murray even revealed an eye-catching stat. Even now, a decade after launch, players explored less than 1% of the What? Maybe I didn't understand exactly what No Man's Sky was. It has PvP elements. 1% of the players... 1%... What? No Man's Sky features a procedurally generated deterministic open world universe which includes over 18 quintillion planets. Where's it at? Where's the number? Oh, stop it. Stop. 18 this is the number. This is the exact number. And only 1% of them have been explored, bro. I had no idea.
I said, hold up.
Now, I have some friends on my Steam friends list, and every once in a while they'll post screenshots of, what they got going on in No Man's Sky. They don't play it all the time. And I'm like, it looks cool. Okay. Let's get informed. Let's go to Braves Leo AI. No Man's Sky is made by him. No. That's not who owns them. No, that's not it. Who are their corporate overlords? Oh, my yard guys are here. Shit. Sorry. I thought it was a... That's why. It was Sony Interactive. That's why. That's what it is. The relationship with Sony. Sony Interactive Publishing. That was it. So they are an indie company. I had no idea. I mean... I'm in touch with what's going on, but there's a lot of fucking shit for little old Flux Reversal to keep up with, so... Bro. It's on my radar, bro. It's fucking on my radar. I had no idea. Bro, I had no idea. And it looks great. It's a great looking game. I had no fucking idea. I was probably playing fucking Rust or some shit 10 years ago. I had no idea. And if you do hear my yard guys, I'm sorry. They're like literally looking at me through my fucking window. What's he doing in there? All right. No Man's Sky. Nexion, Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders just released a new update. Arc Raiders Frozen Trail update is out October 8. Embark admits it's time to expand. As recent Steam reviews hitting 50% negative. Oh, yeah, buddy. So Arc Raiders recently implemented, anybody didn't hear about it, a PvE mode to try to appeal to a vocal part of its audience. Every game if you have a game that's just PvP, there's going to be a vocal minority wanting PvE. It's just, it doesn't matter whether they actually do it or not. If you have a game that's just PvE, there is going to be a vocal minority who want PvP. It's just fucking how it goes. And I don't know why, as a game developer, you would cater to these motherfuckers, because it's not helping you. Arc Raiders generates 114.9 million during Nexon's second quarter and sells an additional 800,000 units, bro. But with 50% negative reviews on Steam? So what they did was it's the whole PvE thing that they slowly implemented with their last update. They had the update came out, and then a couple weeks after the update, they rolled out the PvE, pure PvE, and now they're taking it away. So they're going to take it away in October, apparently, with the next update. Because if you don't know, when I was following the development of Arc Raiders and my older news shows, they have moved on to working on other projects, and they basically only have a skeleton support crew working on the game now. Nexon redirected a lot of the staff and laid off a lot of people when that happened, if you don't remember. So there's only 2 updates a year that come out, one every 6 months, and apparently the next one's coming out in October. And they'll be taking away the single player mode that they had implemented during the last update. So what's going on with Arc Raiders? I don't know. It's not I like PvP games. I like extraction games. I don't like Arc Raiders. It's just when I first saw it and I saw the marketing, it seemed like it appealed to me. Something that's already been done, redundant. I don't think there's enough people. I think extraction shooters is a niche genre like MMORPGs, and I do not think there's enough of an audience to support more than 2 or 3 active extraction shooters. People don't think Hunt Showdown, for example, is a extraction shooter, but it's been successfully around and maintaining a player base for a long time. Marathon's struggling still. Oh, no. Maybe it's Marathon's PvE mode they're getting rid of. I do know the Arc Raiders and I may have gotten the 2 mixed up. I know Marathon had a PvE only mode they were implementing, and I know Arc Raiders next time we're messing with it. I may have gotten those 2 stories mixed up. I don't really follow either of them closely anymore. Marathon's going to end up getting shut down, and Bungie's going to get closed by Sony. That's my prediction. Yeah. Maybe I was just relating what happened with Marathon this week. Because that did happen with Marathon. There was news about Marathon this week. I just didn't talk about it. Even though I just did. Bruh. Flex gets a bruh. All right, what else we got? Moving right along. We're making good progress with the news today. We are making good progress. I apologize for nothing. Okay, so we basically gotten through the bad and good. We've talked about some games and stuff and other things. Now we're getting into the last part of the show. We'll talk about a few things. Let's talk about Asmongold. And I had to comment on this. I normally don't talk about like streamer news. Asmongold, I apologize for nothing, and he shouldn't. Twitch streamer Asmongold comments on his ban. So Asmongold is a multi-streamer. He streams on Twitch and Kick. He's not banned on Kick because Kick don't have their heads up their ass. He got banned on Twitch for basically articulating a sentiment that's real and true. He just says something that's a fact. I don't know why he got banned, because what he said is a fact. And I'm not going to go into say exactly what he was talking about, but I'm going to say he said something that I say often and I use. My goddamn, you got to mow out. Pulled up the lawnmower outside my goddamn window, gets off of it, walks away, and lets it run. Really? Whew. I'm sorry if you hear that fucking lawnmower. Anyways, so I'm not going to talk about what he said or the topic. I don't talk about politics or my opinions, but here's the sentiment that he conveyed and that he got banned from Twitch from. basically, it's a saying that I have, and I've been saying it for years. And here's the saying. There are only two things in this world that will make a human being do what they normally wouldn't. Okay? There are only two things in this world that's going to force someone to do something that they don't want to do or they wouldn't do otherwise. And here are those two things. The first thing that would make someone do something that they wouldn't normally do is insurmountable amount of money. If you give anybody enough amount of money, they will do it. You give a straight guy enough money and he'll take a dick in his ass. That's just a fact. All right? And that's basically what Asmongold was saying. But I said two things that'll make a human being do things they wouldn't normally do. Insurmountable stack of money. The other thing is threat of well-being. That's right. If you have a gun to your head and you were being threatened for your life if you didn't take a dick up your ass, that's right. You would take that dick up your ass. That's a fact. That is a fucking fact, bro. We all know it. So that's what he was saying. Asmongold got a ban from Twitch because he articulated the sentiment that, well, if you threaten their life, they won't do it. That's all he was doing. He said it's a fact of life. I'm not going to get into what he talked about, but that's what he said. And he said that for anybody. That's anybody. You threaten anybody's life with in any way, if they understand that what they're doing is going to cause them the potential to die, they will not do it. Actually, he was referring about people coming across the border. That's not something that I want to get into and talk about, but he says if you start shooting motherfuckers as they come across the goddamn border, then they will stop coming across the goddamn border. That's a fact. That is a fact. If the word gets out that you shoot every motherfucker that comes across the damn border, they will stop trying to cross the border. That is just a fucking fact. I'm not saying I support that. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen at the border, but that's a fact. That's a fact. You can't deny it. That is a fact. You either give them money to stop coming over or you threaten their life to stop coming over, and it will happen. That is a fact. That's what he got banned for. Isn't that fucking stupid? Yeah. And maybe he didn't articulate it good enough or as well as I did. That's exactly what happened. My fucking Wi-Fi is shitting on me because my Stream Deck's shitting on me. Bro, fucking come on. Technical difficulties over here. Yes, you piece of shit. Is up with my goddamn Wi-Fi? Oh my god. What is going on here? This is my 15-year-old tablet too. I got a 15-year-old 12-inch tablet that only runs macro deck. And it just shits out of my Wi-Fi sometimes. Yeah, bitch, come on. Come on, you piece of shit. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Connect to the Wi-Fi. Come on, baby. Come on, you can do it. Piece of fucking shit. You made me want to fucking drown kittens. Yes, you do. Oh, look at you, you piece of shit. All right. Fuck that. Let's move right on. All right. So, yeah, we're making progress through the new show really quick here, a lot faster than I thought I would. That's what I had to say about Asmongold and the fact I don't agree with why he got banned. That's just fucking dumb. That's just, I mean, it tells me that he's got people that watch him just to fucking report him. They're just watching him to say something. If there were enough motherfuckers to report him for what he said to get banned, that means a lot of people had to have reported him. Yeah, fuck Twitch. Literally, fuck Twitch, bro. Tech stuff, no. Good vibes. Good vibes. Let's talk about some good vibes shit. I'm not going to talk about tech stuff. It's about some good vibes. Good vibes, man. Good vibes. Goddamn that lawnmower. These motherfuckers. New York citizen receives letters to Spider-Man because he shares a home with Marvel's Peter Parker. That's right. This guy has Peter Parker's real address. And so he gets mailed to Spider-Man. And it's all from kids. It's all from children. and he really leans into it, and sometimes he responds to him and stuff. So it's a good, heartwarming story that I wanted to share. I thought it was pretty fucking cool that he does that. And he's not asked about it. Oh, quit sending these mail. But he accepts them because he could refuse them. He could easily tell the post office, "Can you please just, I get all this shit." He's a good sport about it though, so that's good. Grand Theft Auto players fundraise $50K for sick fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, or GTA 6. And I'm sorry that this guy who's sick and loves the game, he's probably not aware that Take-Two and Rockstar are pieces of fucking shit. And then he wouldn't, because he's there fighting for his life. Look at this guy. He's fighting for his life. Look, he's on a goddamn respirator. But you know what? The community rallied $50,000 to try and keep him alive until the goddamn game comes out. Because that's how much they love the game. That's how much he loves the game. And that's how much they love him. So there are good souls within the Grand Theft Auto community. And some of them, you know, they may be far removed from the realities of what the piece of shit companies that runs the game does. It's not their fault. It's because it's not public news. They don't watch the Flux Reversal's video game industry news chat react show to be abreast of the situations, to get educated and informed. And, you know, maybe someday they will hear about my show and come here. But until then, yeah, this guy is laying on his deathbed worried about GTA 6. That's sad, in my opinion, but what the community has done for them is very, very heartwarming. Worrying about GTA 6 would be the last thing I'd be fucking worried about. I'd go play another game, seriously, but hey, that's his prerogative. I hope he pulls out of it. I hope it goes well for the young man. I sincerely do. Nothing against the guy for playing GTA or being a fan. But yeah. UKIE-backed digital schoolhouse partners with Roblox to provide a suite of tools for students to develop Roblox. Let's put pedal blocks in the fucking classroom. That's right, bro.
Bruh.
That's right.
Hold on.
Let's make
Hold up.
pedophiles direct access to the fucking classroom. Let's do. Not even fucking going to go talk about it anymore, bro. I just had to give you a
Bruh.
All right, man. And we're going to wrap the game out since this is a video game industry news chat react show, and we do talk about games. Let's talk about some new games. Let's talk about some new games that were in the news this week. A couple of them caught my eye. Puzzle Mage. Did you see this game? Did you see Puzzle Mage? You guys heard about Puzzle Mage? The Steam store describes it as a top-down point-and-click action-adventure puzzle game. Step into the boots of Lyra, a young and gifted apprentice mage, as she embarks on the rite of ascension. All right, so it's a puzzle game. It's a single player, but it looks really good. And it was in the news. Former Ubisoft Barcelona workers. These guys just got laid off. Like, earlier this year? Hey, they didn't let it stop them. They're back up and running. Former Ubisoft Barcelona workers launched Dark Ritual Studios, an indie developer focused on craftsmanship over scale. We're embracing the opposite approach to AAA, they say. Working at Ubisoft showed the team how difficult it can be to stay agile, and that one of the primary reasons for founding a small indie team was to ensure that ideas can move quickly from discussions to implementation. Hey, no shit. No shit. If you don't have a bunch of corporate overlords and bureaucracy and red tape bogging you down, you can move. I mean, just look at Kick. Kick.com is a corporation that over 3 years have made tremendous strides in becoming a major streaming competitor to Twitch. And they have done so because they are a small company. They can react and move faculty and make changes on the fly pretty much. They don't have the bureaucracy and the corporate overlords and to bog them down. That's why Kick.com will eventually be as big as Twitch if they keep plugging away. That's just an example of what these guys were talking about. So congratulations on your success. I hope your new game is a smash hit. It looks great. It looks great. Next new game. War Dogs. You guys heard about War Dogs? Man, go check it out on Steam. Large scale, large field, like large old school battlefield maps, large arma map. If you were disappointed by the Vietnam version of that other fucking game I'm not going to mention that everybody's thought was me good, check this out. Much wish-listed 100-player shooter War Dogs gets an early access release date. Invites anyone unhappy with the closed beta to claim a refund. That's right. If you're unhappy with the game, they will give you a fucking refund. That's right. War Dogs hits different and could be the next big FPS. Those who managed to get into the recent private playtest say they love it. The playtest was a fucking hit. Sorry I missed out on it, bro. War Dogs, man. Keep it on your radar. Wish list it. If you like FPS shooters, man, this looks like it's gonna be a banger. Here's one. This is a lot of articles about this one from major studio, a big AAA studio, unfortunately. Assassin's Creed creators' dark and witchy action game called 1666 Amsterdam is out in early access sooner than we expected. I've seen much more of 1666 Amsterdam, and the witchy game by the creator of Assassin's Creed has some surprising ideas. Game that never was, and fighting witch hunters with my time-traveling familiar left me hungry for more. So, single-player story game. So, type of horror game. I was born to be the collector. Yeah. Looked really good. Looked really good. We live in a world full of AI. Let's be honest with ourselves. They're still using AIs despite controversy. They don't care. There's a lot of games do this. There's a lot of games, Korean MMOs, those fly-by-night, come-and-go Korean Souls-like games. They all look like AI-generated Korean slop to me. That's why none of them are like. For example, when I see Dark Souls, the whole look of it, it's not appealing. When I look at Elden Ring, it's not appealing. It's not appealing art style to me at all. So this is not really appealing art style, but somehow the trailer resonated with me. I guess it was the cats. It was the fucking cats in the video, maybe? I don't know. But that's it for the news today. If you guys have been watching or lurking and you're just here for the news, I really appreciate it. I do the news once a week on Saturdays, the Video Game Industry News Chat Reacts. I do the news live because I want my audience to take part in the news with me. If you have an opinion about anything I talk about, or if you have an opinion about something else related, bring it up. We can talk about it. If you disagree, bring it up. I'm not going to verbally slaughter you for it. That's why I do it live. I'm looking to create a podcast style open dialogue during this news show to get feedback and input and opinions more than just my own. So if you were watching this show and you were just here for the show and you're going to move on, I appreciate you lurking. Thanks so much.